time is 6:35 p.m. The day is Monday, 8th of June, 2020. The secrets of life. Let's talk about heartstrings. My name is Kojo. It means I was born on a Monday. You've all heard this before. Pulling on the heartstrings. So musicians, some people love someone's music, someone's style, and those things pull on that person's heartstring and makes that person support that musician. Heartstrings. Someone loves you, so everything you do pulls on their heartstrings. They follow you. They want to know where you are. They want to be where you are. Things like that. You leave impressions in their life that even when you're not there, those impressions remind them of you, bring your memory back. So, economically, business-wise, can you use heartstrings to enslave someone? Can you use heartstrings to get someone to spend with you? And those strings you use to get that person's attention, did you create them? How did you discover those strings? What do those strings mean to this person? Hold on. So, with this particular case, we're going to take a case study. Let me just explain what a case study is. A case study is basically an example that exists, and we're going to focus on that example to prove the point. So, in this case, we're going to focus on VODAFONE. VODAFONE. Give me 2 secs. In Ghana here, we have many things that one can use to pull on one's heartstrings. Some of them are obviously individual. You chill with a person, you realize what they like, you realize what pulls on their heartstrings, and you use them. But some of them are universal to the people of Ghana, because the people of Ghana are different in many ways. It's a pot of salad with many ingredients. You got the Gans, Airways, the Gombas, Ashantis. Within the Ashantis alone, there are different types of Ashantis. But everyone individually has individual things that pulls on their hearts. But as a society, we have something, a group of things. And a good example of that is a group of things that we class as Edinkra. Edinkra is a style of writing. I'll explain it to you in a second. My people, for example, the Akans, we are Phoenicians, just like the Greeks, just like the Egyptians, just like the Freemasons. We are Phoenicians. We have 22 phonetic alphabetic characters in our alphabets, just like the Greeks, the Egyptians, the Freemasons. And we also believe that the week begins on Sunday and ends on the Sabbath day. Memorida, the day of remembrance. That's what we call it. Memorida, memory day. Remembrance Day. But the word Sabbath also refers to remembrance. So, these group of writings, or these group of symbols, pictorial writings, they are actually sacred. Sacred to all the societies within the border of Ghana and also outside the border of Ghana who relate to the people within the border of Ghana, spiritually, mentally, physically, through the souls, because the name Edinkra means the name, the names. It also means the writings. Kura, Kum, Ra. Just like the Egyptians say, Ra. Ra means soul. So what does Kum Ra mean? Because that's what we call soul. Kum means fight, fighting. Kum means war, warring, meaning Kum Ra. The names of the fighting souls, the writings of the fighting souls, the names of the warring souls, the writings of the warring souls. Kum Ra Edinkra. These beliefs we hold sacred, and the artwork and the visuals to display this communication, these are sacred. And because they were passed down from generation to generation, they have become part of our societal visual attractiveness. They've become part of the magnets that makes us feel homely. Ask any Ghanaian anywhere, they see even a white person wearing a top with an Edinkra symbol on it. They make the effort to speak to this person. Why? Because that person did not know maybe what they were doing, but the symbol had pulled on that person's heartstrings, and that person was now wearing that which pulled on his or her heartstrings. But they didn't realize that, you see, this symbol, it also pulls on heartstrings. So they will find themselves magnetized to a certain group of people, to a certain unique set of people who, through generations, through ancestral lines, have been told, these are the words of your ancestors. These are the ways of your ancestors. These are the findings of your ancestors. These words, these pictures, you should respond to. Marketing pays great focus on heartstrings. It's not just about fulfilling a need or fulfilling an empty space. No. It's about creating a demand where possibly there was no demand. So for example, Vodafone. I want to see, because these writings are the writings of our ancestors, which are royal protected. They are royally protected. So get this. Who gave Vodafone the permission to pull on the heartstrings of Ghanaians? And anyone who the Ghanaian culture has pulled, who gave Vodafone the authority to freely capture these heartstrings for the pure purpose of profiteering? Who gave them this? Because when our ancestors put these things down, they didn't just put them down for the sake of display. They speak. I'll give you a good example. When I was in England, I tried to set up a business. Me being me, I knew what I needed for my business to be the best business in England and to be the most trusted, I needed to use the English version of Edinkra, the royal seals. That's what Edinkra is, the royal seals. If I just made a royal seal and plastered it in front of my shop, what that would mean is that the royal household, the respected household of my nation is drawn to this place, shops at this place. This place is exclusive. A good example is Knightsbridge, Harrods. Harrods. You're going to see the royal seal on Harrods. But get this. There are stipulations, rules, regulations that benefit England for Sir, who used to be Sir Muhammad Al-Fahd, to use this royal seal to pull on the heartstrings of people who are, let's say, monarchy tasting or monarchy loving. He paid an exit of millions of pounds a year. The Queen could just walk into Harrods any day and shop there anytime she wants. The Queen orders everything from there. And Harrods is proud to prophesy that this is where the Queen eats. This is where the Queen shops. So when you shop here, you are shopping with the Queen. But having money didn't buy them. Listen, having money didn't buy Harold this right. But he paid for it. He had to show love for the British nation. He had to show love to the monarchy. It wasn't until his son married Princess Diana, or tried to, that the problem became a problem. How much has VODAFONE paid to pull on the heartstrings of Ghanaians? How much has any foreign company who has ever utilized an Edinkra symbol paid for the profiteering of pulling on our heartstrings? Let me explain one of the Edinkra symbols to you. You see, my people, they forgot themselves. They didn't realize one thing, they forgot themselves. They look at the symbols and now they just think they're just symbols. But let me show you something. You see the Egyptians? They have a writing system called the alphabet. It's just like A, B, C, D. But get this, A, B, C, D is like their one. Do you know why? Because their one got taught to the Greeks, who then taught the English how to make a writing system. So the original one is the Egyptian one. But they also have another writing system, pictorial. Why? Because they're phonetics. Your phone writes an alphabet and gives you pictures. Well, they utilized all these skills within their communications. They realized that the skill of art to speak was more beautiful than words to speak. So they, although they have alphabets, they eliminated the alphabets and started to drawing. So my people, we are the same. We have 22 just like them. We have phonetics just like them. We have Edinkra hieroglyphics just like them. Everything. We also, at one stage, left the 22 alphabetic characters that we have. We stopped writing them. But we continued to write pictorially because we also found beauty in it. And we put it in our cloths, everything. But why is this significant? It's significant because we stopped writing in alphabets, which is today recognized, and we started writing pictorially, emojis today. But emojis don't speak the same languages. So we forgot exactly what the meaning of these things are. But I'm going to explain one to you now. The Akans have one. It's called J-nya-me. J-nya-me. Give me 2 seconds to explain J-nya-me. We're going to break J-nya-me down and explain it properly. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. So, let's explain what the J-nya-me Edinkra hieroglyphic symbol really means. Now, to explain this particular symbol, I need you to take into consideration that we're going to have to explain the name, the carving itself, and its relation to everything. But I want you to understand, this carving speaks of what in English and what in science we called laminin 111. It is a scientific report written by my people. I'm going to explain it to you for you to understand that these are not pictures, that these are stories. First, you need to grab the J-nya-me symbol. You need to stand it upright. Upright means, get this, on the right hand side facing you should be a protrusion from the bottom going up. On the left hand side facing you should be a protrusion from the top coming down. In the middle should be what looks like a zigzag line. And on both sides should be a space in between. That is what you're given. Now, I'm going to explain something to you. In order to fully understand what they're trying to tell you, you have to understand what life is. In order for you to fully understand scientifically what laminin is, you have to understand what life is. So what is life? Life is simple. Life is the coming together of 4 elements: earth, water, air, and sun. When the human, or when someone considered to have life, or when the object when something is considered to have life, it means that this thing has connected all these 4 things together, and that thing is a living, breathing entity, and that thing has the capacity for growth. That's what life is. Therefore, earth, water, air, and sun coming together, that's life. Anything else you do on top of life is just the acts of living life. So, what are my people saying? They know that you need to have all these 4 things together. They knew that. But what happens when the human is ill? What happens when the human is ill? Because when the human is ill, my people assume just one thing. 4 things are ill. That's all. Earth is ill, water is ill, sun is ill, and air is ill. Because it takes a combination of those 4 to make it's raining hard. That's why I'm screaming. It takes the coming together of these 4 pillars to make that which is laid in front of a doctor saying it's ill, the human life. So, if someone's ill, my people, 333, are under one assumption. You need to replace the ill water. You need to replace the ill earth. You need to replace the ill air. You need to replace the ill sun. You need to replace all these 4 things with healthy ones. So how do you do it? Now understand this. You see the middle part? That's the human's spinal column. On your right is one protrusion going up. That's a rib cage. On your left is another protrusion coming down. That's a rib cage. The Bible tells you about 2 rib cages. What they're represented here. And this is not a story from the Bible. This is a scientific report. But watch. Why are they referring to the skeletal part of the human. And why are they using the spinal column of the human? Because what you need to understand is this, what they don't tell us in education is this. You see your spinal column, it is not a hard bone for no reason. It is not designed so scary and the way it's designed for no reason. It carries the path of life. The path of life. What do I mean by the path of life? You see, when you eat, the food you eat, that food, the energy lives in the best part of it. The best part of that food lives within distillation points. So your body has to digest and distill that food to its finest point before it can get the finest part. But the finest part of anything you eat is the laminin part of it. Do you know why? It's because laminin is the glue of life, scientifically. Laminin is what bonds water to earth, earth to air, air to sun, all four together. Because if you want to create life and you can't bond all four together, you don't have life.
Whoa!